Suppose that I have a very long piece of rope, and I'm standing here. Okay, and let's say my friend, who is yellow color, standing there. Now we each hold one end of this piece of rope. Now I'm going to give this string a shake. I'm going to shake it up and down just once, and this is going to create a shape. That's a bit much. That's going to create a shape in the bump in the string that will start traveling towards my friend. Now my friend is going to do the same. It's going to give this end of the rope a shake up, just up and down. Okay, so that creates a hump as well in the string, and this hump is going to start traveling that way. Right? If you have played with a piece of rope before, you know you can actually do this. So this hump will start traveling. Now, as these two humps travel, they must meet. Right? They have to meet in the middle. Now the question is, what happens when they meet? And what happens after they have met? So let's take a look. I'm just going to magnify this part in the middle where they would meet. Okay, I'm going to draw this bit maybe just before they meet. Let's say just before they meet. Just before they meet, they kind of look like that. You got a hump from me and a hump from my friend. Okay, so this hump is going this way, this hump is going that way. Alright, so what happens then? Well, the hump will meet. The two humps will meet, and as they meet, they will start merging into each other. They will start merging into each other, maybe like that at first, and then as they merge completely, we'll end up with a single hump which is almost twice as high as the separate hump. We'll end up with a higher hump. So that's when they actually meet at the same spot. And after that, something very strange will happen. They appear to separate. Again, and they will separate completely into two humps. Okay, they separate completely into two humps, and one hump will move that way, and one hump will move this way. Now, if you compare this first picture and the last picture, it is as if the hump from my friend, if I call that hump A, and I call this hump B. So that's hump A from my friend, and that's hump B from me. So it is as if after they meet and merge into one another, they separate, and the hump A from my friend just carries on as if nothing has happened. Right? It's the same hump, same shape, just carries on, and the hump from me, the hump B, would carry on moving to the right again, as if nothing has happened. It's as if they just pass through each other, like the other one is not there, or it's transparent, or doesn't exist. They just pass right through each other. Okay, and in the middle, it looks like the displacement. If we think of each hump as a displacement from the rest position of the rope, right? There's a certain displacement here. It is as if they just add in a simple way. All right, if that's 1 cm and this is also 1 cm, then when they meet, we'll end up with a hump of roughly 2 cm. Okay, and if you're very careful about it, and if the humps are quite small, they would actually add exactly. So this is how it looks like if we actually have two humps traveling towards each other. They would just add, and then they would just go the separate way, and they don't actually they only affect each other when they meet, and after they meet, they would just separate. And we can also imagine what would happen if, let's say, I have two opposite humps, in the sense that if I give this hump, let's see, let me clear this bit first. Right, let's say instead of my friend giving an upward shake, suppose that he give his end of the rope a downward shake, just quickly pull it down and up again. So this would create a downward hump like that, which would travel towards me. Let's imagine what happens then. If I have the two humps, they would start coming towards each other, and just before they meet, they would look something like this. This hump from me and the hump from my friend. So this hump goes to the right and that hump goes to the left. So that's my okay, I'll call this hump A this time. This is hump B. So that's hump A and that's hump B. Now what happens? What happens when they meet? Now, so when they start merging into each other, what would happen is that you would end up with something like that as they merge together. And as they move even closer, okay, assuming that the two humps are the same size but in opposite direction, when they actually merge exactly at the same position, we will just get a flat line. Okay, and then after a short time, a downward hump will reappear, and the upward hump will reappear. Okay, and then the full hump appears as they separate from each other, and they continue their own way. It is as if the hump A from me just pass right through the hump B from my friend, as if the other one has not existed. And when they actually meet, at the time when they actually meet, the upward displacement of A and the downward displacement of A, they simply cancel each other out exactly, so that I get nothing just for that split, that instant, that split second. And it looks as if there's nothing, and then they reappear and they go the separate way. Now this property, where the two waves, the displacements from the two humps, or if you like, it's a kind of a simple wave. The two displacements from two separate waves, they would just add in a simple way. If they're in the same direction, they would just add. If they're in the opposite direction, they will subtract each other. Now this property, where two waves would just add in such a way, is called superposition. Now let me write this out. Let me write this out in a way that is usually described in textbook, or at least in those that I've read. Superposition superposition is the adding of two waves okay. Let me write this in another way. Superposition is the property that two waves add algebraically. Let's see, let me get this right. Algebraically, when they meet. So it's a basic property of waves, at least of the kind that we're familiar with. And algebraically here just means the way that I described just now. If they're in the same direction, they would add directly. If they're in opposite directions, they will cancel. It's just like adding either two positive numbers when they're in the same direction, or a positive and a negative number when they are in opposite directions.